Okay.
All right. Well, appreciate him coming on to talk about Dragon Ball. We're going to circle back around and talk about one of the side games at EVO 2018. That is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And to do that, we have brought on Persia. Are you available?
I am totally here. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, hey, totally fine. We really
I'm such a
appreciate it.
typical Marvel player, late to everything.
But that said, I mean, I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning for you, so I really appreciate it.
No, actually,
Yes.
what Persia's doing is she's actually just flipping us off right now. So
This is so cool. By the way, this short was so sick.
Yeah, I know.
I really, really love the way it came out.
It's
and
so cool.
Super shout outs to everybody involved with making that video because I felt like it embodied that memory so perfectly that even a lot of people who were like right alongside me for that entire trip definitely were like, dude, it was exactly like that and it's hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's super cool. Well, let's talk about Marvel Infinite at EVO. So it's a side event. It is capped at 128 entrants.
Yes.
Let's talk about storylines.
There's so many storylines going into this.
Oh my goodness. It is crazy right now. And honestly, for people not paying attention to Infinite right now, you guys are missing out because the evolution phase of this game has been something unlike I've seen in a long time. Just when I thought it couldn't get more cheap, it gets more cheap. And just when I thought there wasn't someone who was better than who I thought, like 2 weeks or a month ago, there's someone better.
Right.
And that's why I'm so excited about EVO because, yeah, it's capped at 128, and I see a ton of familiar faces, but I see a lot of people I have never heard of before, and I'm curious about that too because... You know, the online is much better. People are still able to gain that experience and gain that practice through online methods who might be sneaking in the shadows right now and might show up and tear everybody up. But the other thing about it is we were not expecting CJA to be at EVO, but now he is.
Right.
And, you know... Before this past weekend, I know no one thought anyone was better than Dual Kevin. Not even Dual Kevin thought anybody was better than Dual Kevin because he told me himself, this is going to be so free.
Oh, damn.
You know, it's fine. I respect that, you know, confidence because he's been wrecking everybody. You know,
he hasn't
every tournament
lost
he's
at
been
all.
in, he's been doing so much.
Well,
exactly.
so just to explain, you're talking about Cyber Japan agent. Some people in the chat are asking, CJA. He's a player who some who have come out of the woodwork after he blew up Dual Kevin last night have been saying that he's the best for a little while. But not that many people. And he came
I can
from
only
Japan.
verify one person who was on CJA's side, but he was on CJA's side in secret because he's from the Midwest.
I know
He's
who
like, if I say this in public, no one, you know, everyone's
I know
gonna hear
exactly
me,
who you're
which is
talking about.
Toph.
Then who I'm thinking?
And it's hilarious because
Yeah.
I told him the same thing. I was like, yeah, dude, I don't know, because I watched a lot of CJA's footage on his YouTube. That guy plays this game.
He plays it
knows
crazy
so many things. He has so much situational awareness that the only other person I even have seen to have that much and match him on that level is Dual Kevin, which is why I figured, okay, it might be a good fight. But I feel like the advantage for CJA during that was the fact that he does have some Hawkeye experience against like Chauncey in Japan and
I
stuff
didn't
like
know
that.
he
So
did.
he has played sets against Hawkeye. It may not be on the same level as Dual Kevin's Hawkeye, but any experience is good experience.
Right.
And for how much he plays, that experience pays off a lot, which is why you saw that a lot in their first to 15.
So they played last night at Pasadena Regionals in a first to 15. CJA destroyed Dual Kevin. It was 15-4. Kevin couldn't enter the tournament itself. His flight had an error or whatever, so he couldn't. So CJA took the tournament, beating, I think, Stealth in Grand Finals, if I recall correctly. And then, he lit into Dual Kevin.
Did you watch it?
Hardcore. Yeah, I was watching the whole thing.
Okay,
It was a blow-up, dude. It was a blow-up.
It was insane. And it was just crazy. And for CJA, his other advantage is that he also plays Dante. So a lot of those Dante shenanigans were just not going to work.
Right.
And if, in all honesty, like we're being true here, yes, Dual Kevin might have a damage advantage because of Hawkeye and Poison Tip and stuff like that. But CJA has the mix-up advantage, and the synergy is just better between Dante and Dormammu, in my opinion.
I mean, some people were saying, I think I saw someone tweet about this, might have been Olaf Redlund was tweeting about this, but like he didn't even use the little vines, he just used like the single hit meteor and like really made that look super powerful or something like that.
He uses Dormammu in such a way that it doesn't matter what the situation is. He always has the spell he wants at his access at every single time. Like he is.
He definitely has the best Dormammu, dude. It's crazy good.
It's free.
Like it's not just the spells. It's his. I think you're right that the way he works with Dante, especially how he uses it, is super strong. And then I was just really impressed by little things like his dark hole footsies are amazing. He uses it at like ranges and times that few other people do.
And he uses it in times when he knows it's going to trade, but he's going to get an advantage off of it anyways, which I thought was interesting too. Like being willing to take a hit sometimes for the greater good, like that takes another level of thinking, especially in a game like this.
Yeah.
And that's like another thing about Marvel in general. Like it has been evolving tournament to tournament to tournament, and it never got its opportunity to shine. And had it did, like people would actually see it for what it is. But they're seeing it now because this match between Dual Kevin and CJA, like that's the eye opener. Like high-level Marvel Infinite, you have not lived until you've seen some high-level Marvel Infinite. And we thought we've been seeing it until we watched that first of 15.
Well, the crazy thing to me, too, is that being capped at 128, I would imagine that means like the 128 players in there, that this is going to be just like the biggest bloodbath ever.
There's like no fluff in there for sure.
Exactly. Because that's why it's so interesting to me. Because I haven't seen the brackets yet, but I did look through the list of people. And I feel like I can name and remember at least 90% of the people who've entered, because that is how serious it is for the people who are still playing it. And there are so many people in this bracket this year that I can visually see in top 8, like so many people putting in that work. Stealth is putting in that work. Knives, Dual Kevin, of course. CJA, of course. I would not be surprised if I saw those two in grand finals, to be fair.
Yeah, and again,
they are really up there. But a lot of people are also catching up, and they're also showing different insights into this game. I feel like with each player, we see how they view the game and what they turn this engine and these mechanics into. Because that's what Marvel players do. Marvel Infinite looks like a mess day one, but now look at us. We're about to go into EVO, looking at high-level Marvel Infinite and actually appreciating it for what it is.
Right.
Well, talk a little bit about how the character variety, the stone variety has been shaping up.
Oh, I've actually been really satisfied with the variety in general. Like, shout out to even Iron God, who got third at Pasadena Regionals, and he plays Thor Rocket Raccoon, which is a team that I've been wanting to learn, team like Infinity Gauntlet. Like, they were holding it down, and I really wanted to play that team, and I noticed he's been playing that team, and he got third place, which is really cool. And we've just been seeing so many different people exploring so much, and that's been fun to watch. And all we have is time at this point. We're back to the same situation we were in with Marvel 3. All we got is each other right now. And so I do appreciate those character specialists out there. Even shout outs to people like Airborne with his Spidey Venom. Staying true to his team and really holding it down for just like character variety. So there are a lot of players I'm looking forward to.
Even the gem variety too, right? Because before it was always like, oh well, there's clearly like one, like space and soul, and that's it. But like now people are starting to use time a little more, and reality is a little bit back in the mix and such.
Yeah, at Pasadena Regionals, top 8 had space for sure. But there was also time. There was, soul, obviously time. Reality was in there. I don't know if there was a power, but power is pretty commonly used nowadays too.
What about mind? Anybody?
I feel like mind is the least used for sure. I feel like the last person I remember even using mind was Mega Man Steve, and he's moved on to bigger and better things, of course.
Poor mind. But at this point in time, though, obviously the tournament was capped at 128, and there was more people who wanted to go in there and everything like that. But what do you feel about like the Marvel community at this point? I saw some people, like from Visant's tweet, I saw some people were like, yeah, I just picked up the game recently, you know, and I want to learn it and everything like that. Do you feel like the Marvel community can, you know, keep the game alive and keep the hype alive?
Honestly, if you really think about it, the game hasn't even been out a year. And with that said, it's like even Marvel 3 got a quote-unquote upgrade within a year also.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like after that is when Marvel 3 really started to pick up.
Yes,
so
for sure.
we're getting over that hump right now, in my opinion, with Marvel Infinite. And it's only getting better and better and better. And the proof of that is in the results. It's in each top 8 at each major event. Nothing's changed on our end. Like, our players and our community, they're still supporting and showing up, and they're still giving us great shows. Honestly, Combo Breaker 2018, that was one of, like, the most hype top 8s, like, I've seen, and, like, I could feel that shit in my soul. I was like, oh my god, like, Marvel, this is real. And sorry, so yeah, we're good, but like, just Marvel, just like, it really brings it out of you. And like, even watching Pasadena Regionals this past weekend, it grows and grows and grows. So I'm like, man, it's really good. It's really good, and it's growing. And like, if we had, I'm sorry if I'm just sitting on my soapbox, but if we had a fair trial, I don't know how to define it. If we had a fair trial, I mean, like, we'd be up there.
Yeah.
Well, nothing.
But some things are out of our hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's
that
it.
conversation has happened. So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you talked a little bit about who to expect to do well. Dual Kevin, CJ probably is. That sounded like your pick for the top 2. But other than that, who are players in particular who we should watch out for?
I mean, one player that I want to ask about in particular is, where do you think Chris G is going to fit in this whole thing?
Chris G's always a threat. You can never, ever, like, sleep on Chris G. Like, if you are, then that's your own fault. Like, he is good. It doesn't matter if he's not even investing that much time into the game. He might be sloppy, but he's still going to be good.
Right.
So, you know, that'll definitely get him through pools and into a position where we'll see him, like, somewhere near the finals in top 8. But I wouldn't be surprised if we wouldn't see him there, because the game is getting cheap.
Right.
It's getting cheaper and cheaper by the day, and we see it in every top 8. So, you know, other people to expect and to look out for. Wave, you know, she puts in so much work.
Right.
She has been showing up. She got top 8 at Defend the North.
Yeah.
And she loves this community, and she loves this game, and she learns and she practices. You know, so that's definitely someone to look out for. Ketsui has so much Morgan tech, and I have not seen any other Morgan kind of on that level. You know, like, he is really exploring this character and finding more and more stuff.
Wasn't he the one who put up that video where he was just doing like 3 cross-ups and then like back and forth with the air dashes and stuff?
Yes, he puts tech videos up for Morgan all the time, and combo videos up all the time. And he always has something new. And seeing him, he still needs to get a little bit over his tournament jitters, but once he does, like, he's definitely going to be someone to look out for. And of course, you can't forget, like, our hitbox guys. We got Clockwork, always a threat. Punisher, so OD. Like, his Rock Raccoon is insane. Like, you really cannot ever underestimate anyone when it comes down to it, right? We have, like, Noel Be Hungry. Ninja Nom, also putting in a lot of work too. Doctor Strange Nova, one of the few players with Time Stone.
Yep, he was just in top 8.
And really makes it count. Like, it's always really fun to watch him play, because he is getting better, like, the more and more that we see from him. And he's traveling, so that's fun too. Like, we didn't see as much traveling from him back in Marvel 3, although he was a Doctor Strange player back in Marvel 3 too, playing Team Nemo. But he's still holding it down, especially for Arizona. So, and he's stepping it up, being pretty consistent too at a lot of these tournaments. So, also another big person to watch. And yeah, you know, just like a lot of people. And of course, people, you know, have their eyes on their favorites. Haven't seen too much of Cloud, but, you know, Cloud's always a threat no matter what.
But he's been playing a lot of Dragon Ball as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, we get, like, certain players, like, split attention span.
Do you know if Justin entered MVCI?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
think it's
Yeah.
on the list
He hasn't been
at all.
playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know he did totally support the Teespring
Oh,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
Match Arena. There was something. There was a community drive we did. Irene provided a lot of the artwork, and
for sure.
it got a lot of great feedback. So that's
Yeah.
also going towards the side tournament, which is great. And the list goes on. Bane Hollow, To Kill Sage, even Abic, legendary timeline. You want to talk about legendary stories? Talk about coming from nothing and then literally going
He's
on
really good,
into
though.
the future
Yeah.
to just catch all that sweet, sweet justice. So, Abic, I give tons of respect to
Definitely.
Abic for all that. Emorar, he's a threat too. Online Warrior, first ever offline tournament was Combo Breaker.
Yeah.
And he put in a lot of work.
Yeah, and
So
I just feel like one of the coolest things about this game is that, we all said it when the game came out. We were excited about the creativity and, the open-endedness. And the game feels like it just keeps evolving.
Yeah,
it just
it does
doesn't
have that.
feel like it keeps stopping,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't stop at all. So, I've always been a fan of this game. I really enjoyed this game. So I'm happy to see this kind of excitement and hype going into EVO.
So, I guess we got to move on, but is there anything else that you want to say that we didn't get to before we do?
just, check out Marvel Top 4 is going to be streamed on Friday, I believe.
Okay.
I think it's a Twitch/Evo7.
Okay.
It's one of those, but just stay tuned. We're going to be tweeting about it, of course.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's going to be really fun to watch. I'm going to try to record as much as I can off of it, like off my phone or something when I have time. But definitely look out for that. And there's also going to be a Salty Suite on Saturday night, which is going to be a huge effort. And thanks to Anime Lover, Knives, and Mega Man DS. So that's going to be great. Just make sure you guys are keeping an eye out. And Marvel Lives. Every first and third Tuesday, we've switched from Marvel Live to Marvel Lives because life. And we always talk about Marvel. So if you guys want to hear more about Marvel and all the happenings going on, make sure you check us out on SoundCloud and YouTube.
Cool.
Someone in the chat did bring this up, though. Is there going to be any sort of Combo Queens event going on at EVO?
Yes, there will be a Combo
okay.
Queens event, and there will be Combo Queens merch thanks to 10-0.
That's right.
So that is
Very cool.
amazing. Check out their booth. It is going to be exclusively sold at their booth at EVO. So make sure you get your hands on that because those designs are pretty dope, and I can't wait to wear it. So
Cool. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for joining us. Really appreciate it.
yeah, thank
Especially
you.
late at night.
Yeah, I know.
you
It's
guys
already like
later.
1:30
Yeah.
over there for you. So shout outs to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See you soon,
Have a good
James,
weekend.
and see you when I see you, David.
Yep, I'll see you eventually. For sure.
All right. All right.
Bye.
All right, later on. It's a cool picture. Somebody else was wondering where that came from. That was from an animated short that was done by
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah, okay. And it was just kind of recounts Persia's memory of
One particular
one
event.
tournament that was terrible on the way there, but that she had a blast at while she was there. And it was all told in that kind of art style. I loved it. I
Dude,
thought
it was so
really,
good.
really well
It was
done.
so good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it.
Highly
So-
recommended for viewing experience. So thanks to all the guests. So that was super cool to hear from everybody.
Yeah. We actually made pretty decent
And
time.
we actually
dude.
made decent time.
We
I
made
can't believe
decent
it.
time. Yeah, we're only like maybe. what
We're
is it,
8
like
minutes slow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
which
I can't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
That's
so,
like way better than we've done in the past.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody. Now, again, we really appreciate it. Happy to help everybody plug whatever we can. Glad everybody got a little plug in when they were on the mic.